Now, obviously, considering how much of a demand the sport of hockey puts on an athlete's body, injuries are going to happen every now and again. However, it seems like every new season produces with it players that just can't stay healthy, no matter how hard they try. In this video, we're going to go over 4 NHL players that have been consistently injured as of late, and are probably on the IR currently. And with that, here are 4 NHL players that are always injured. When Robin Lehner was able to take the reins in net from Marc-Andre Fleury, the idea was that he would become the starter for the Golden Knights. And after he was given the 4-year, $25 million contract by GM Kelly McCrimmon, that idea shortly became a reality in Sin City. Unfortunately though, Lehner's tendency to get banged up and on the sidelines began to really manifest last season. What began as a mystery, clouded by hearsay, eventually made its way into the headlines that Lehner was indeed suffering from a severe lower body injury, but playing through it, according to Elliotte Friedman. And after getting some shade thrown his way by former head coach Peter DeBoer and letting in some suspect goals, Lehner made the decision to undergo shoulder surgery. Keep in mind, that was a reference from April 26th of this year. However, months later in August, it was announced that Lehner would likely be missing the entirety of the 2022-23 season due to another surgery. Now this time around, it was a hip surgery that the netminder would be undergoing. While it has to be frustrating for Leonard to consistently be on the mend, it has to be equally frustrating for GM Kelly McCrimmon, who made the effort to keep Leonard and dispose of Fleury accordingly. Currently, the Knights are looking to Logan Thompson and Aiden Hill to keep things steady in net, as Laurent Brossoit is currently on the mend as well. Speaking of Vegas, instead of keeping this injury-prone player in Max Pacheretti, the Knights decided to basically give the forward away to Carolina. At the time of the trade, Pacheretti had been injured 11 times, according to Fox Sports, with some of the injuries being undisclosed. Putting that into perspective, as many have speculated, is it possible that GM Kelly McCrimmon knew what he was handing off to the Canes from the start? As almost like clockwork, after Pacheretti began practicing this past August with the team, it was revealed that he would be out for at least 6 months. Reason being, Pacheretti had a torn Achilles, which would require surgery. Knowing that he was a dynamic force offensively for the Knights when healthy last season, the forward, after notching 37 points in his last 39 games played, will make Carolina even more lethal than they are currently. Pacheretti, who is a pending UFA, could be on the move this upcoming trade deadline, depending on the status of his health. Once Kyle Dubas made the decision to bring a familiar face from the Greyhounds to Toronto, many instantly became skeptical. Reason being, besides Matt Murray's decline in play, the goaltender had been battling injuries and illness left and right while in Ottawa, as Murray was on and off the IR for 7 different times as a Senator alone. Therefore, even though Murray was looked at as having potential when healthy, the addition sent shockwaves through the hockey world. However, to help calm some nerves, the Leafs did their due diligence prior to making Murray's deal official, by having him undergo a physical examination by team doctors. Despite this though, after appearing in 1 regular season contest for Toronto, Murray was placed on the IR due to an abductor injury sustained while practicing with the team. For Maple Leaf fans, what may seem sentimental for Dubas probably appears like a Peter Mrazek repeat scenario, as he was also frequently injured during his stint with the team. For now though, Murray is providing some cap space while on the LTIR. Even still, this leaves the net to Ilya Samsonov and Eric Kallgren until Murray returns. The goaltender is expected to miss a minimum of 4 weeks while on the mend, and is currently sporting a .826 save percentage and a 4.05 goals against average on the season so far. While recording 30 or more points in 4 different instances for the Nashville Predators, Ryan Ellis easily became a staple within the lineup in the Music City. However, as most of us know by now, Ellis was traded to the Flyers in the offseason of last year. By all accounts at the time, this was considered a move in the right direction for GM Chuck Fletcher and the team. The optimistic idea was that a slew of high-profile signings and trades could inevitably help Philly get where it needed to be. Unfortunately though, despite recruiting Cam Atkinson, Rasmus Ristolainen, and Ellis himself, this didn't help the Flyers' case one bit, and many have held true to believing that the biggest reason for the disappointment felt in Philly has had to do with the absence of Ellis in its entirety, as the pelvic injury that Ellis suffered kept him out of commission for all but 4 games last season. In a couple of articles by NBC Sports, we learned that the injury and the rehab itself are being considered multi-layered, even though, for instance, that his injury is listed as being in the pelvic region. A fairly recent article from ESPN details the ailment as a back injury. Currently, on injury reserve, Ellis's return is still surrounded by question marks.